I'm a bitch, but like, hey bitches, it's been like a month, maybe two, I don't remember. I didn't have any ideas until recently. We're at the end of August, but how I got this idea was I saw my thieves on the 5th. I'm very living lately, thriving. Been listening to a lot of old emo songs and bands and trying to get into their newer stuff. Say blah. So basically today's video is gonna be a bunch of unpopular opinions in regards to the emo subculture, music. We're gonna talk about bands, we're gonna talk about a bunch of things, but we're gonna add a little twist here. So I have a lot, so if you see me looking over here, that's because I have my notes on the side. I always do, because I don't mind commentary channels that just like look at the camera and be telling y'all stuff. I like to multitask. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do the look from the My Chemical Romance album, Here's for Sweet Revenge. But this is one of my favorite albums. We're gonna do the girls look, which is kind of why I have this on. I have this. So I put the choker on. I know it's supposed to be like a Stitch, like Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. I also want to show y'all, I tried doing like makeup videos all the time and my thing be unorganized. You can barely see that, but it's kind of organized now. I actually have an MCR palette of the same color. Ain't that fucking cool, bitch? What basically made me want to make this video in the first place was bitch. So much for Tour Dust, right? Has Games We Play, Roar and the Serpents, Bring the Horizon, and Fall Out Boy. Here's my thing that I saw online. Bring the Horizon are a very much different band than Fall Out Boy and probably the rest of them because they're more heavier. I saw a lot of fucking hate. I really did. And Bring the Horizon is one of my faves. If you know me, you know. I've seen them twice already. This is my second seeing them. And like what I saw mostly on TikTok, a little bit on Tumblr. I'm not going to put the screenshots because I'm not going to look. I'm only going to be looking for so much. But what I saw was people just being like, they're not my taste. And like, that's fine. If Bring the Horizon is not your gig, I get that. You don't gotta bring them down either. Like, people were just like some people were like, oh, they're my faves and whatever, and I'm glad, you know, you don't have to like them. That's like super fine. And like, people would have full-on arguments. I was like, bitch, why are you even putting your opinion? I don't know. People were just being annoying. I was like, bitch, you knew what you were signing up for. Have a drink, because I'll be talking a lot. This juice in a McDonald's cup. Next thing, which is in relation to concerts, which I just don't understand. Go to concerts and don't look up the set list. I'm not saying you gotta learn all the things. I didn't learn Games We Play or Roar and the Serpents. Or when I went to go see Bring the Horizon last year, I didn't learn the open acts. Like the fuck? And then also on top of that was like concert etiquette, bitch. Because what I saw at both concerts of Bring the Horizon and here was y'all bitches don't know to handle your liquor. Yes, I've been blacked out drunk before, but like holy shit, bitch. At least I'm kind of responsible. So another thing was I saw a TikTok the other day. I probably will insert it without audio just in case there's any copyright. There's this video of basically someone trying to get in a fight at a Fall Out Boy concert. I just think how bitches are dumb. That's all I have to say. My next thing, just speaking of seeing Fall Out Boy, I had a great time, by the way. If you went to go see them and you were in Jersey, shout out to y'all. Speaking of Fall Out Boy and speaking about my chem, we're gonna talk about their weight gain. Because y'all bitches are so fucking weird about it. I really don't understand that. Cause like, they're both getting older and they're both at healthy weights and y'all bitches are weird about it. Because Gerard, obviously my chem broke up, went on hiatus, then they went on concerts. But Gerard in the background was working on Marvel comics and made Umbrella Academy and all that stuff. And y'all bitches saw pictures of him now and called him ugly. Y'all bitches don't deserve anything. We don't deserve MCR5, I guess. Because y'all bitches don't know how to act about fucking people getting older and gaining weight. Thing was that, speaking of Patrick, because this happened to Patrick Stump already. Basically, he had gained a lot of weight, gotten sick, then lost a bunch of weight, and y'all will still say shit about it today. I'll say y'all like dilfs and then y'all don't like dad bods. Another thing about Fall Out Boy, since we just finished up with Patrick Stump, y'all sleep on Joe and Andy. Because if y'all ever seen Andy and Patrick sing My Songs Of What You Did in the Dark, bitch, Andy's voice be hitting. Cause y'all really be out here just singing Pete and Patrick are the only members of Fall Out Boy. Again, talking about Fall Out Boy, sorry y'all, I saw them live and I haven't stopped like thinking about them. I just want to say, Pete wins, that is not a white man. You look at that fucking name, baby pictures, God, that's a black king right there. Anyway, again, speaking of Pete, again, not order, just relevance, y'all, just relevance. I think that Pete Rick and Pete Key drama in 2023 is fucking weird because they're all married and all have beautiful families. So I'm very confused. I understand that there's a history with Pete Key. I just think, again, Pat and Pete Rick have a wonderful, beautiful friendship, along with Mikey Way and Tate Wentz. And I understand a whole album was written about Mr. Mikey Wentz. That was so unintentional. But on that side of Tumblr, and there's some ship wars, and I'm like, baby, this is not 2012. I saw that shit back in 2013 when I made a Tumblr. I don't need that 10 years later. Speaking of marriages and shit, I don't like Gerard Way's wife. And if you want, I can find that Tumblr thread for you. One of my favorite music videos that I feel like doesn't get the recognition that it deserves is Where Did the Party Go by Fall Out Boy. First of all, bitch, it literally is Silent Hill vibes. How can you not like it? And then also, it's a good fucking song. I get it. Spoilers for a music video that came out, fucking 5 years ago. But, this song is good, and I understand that Joe dies, but, Joe goes to, hell, and it looks fun. So, it's not the end of the world, but I don't know. I just really like video. I like the themes, the hot pink text and all that. And again, the Silent Hill undertones. It's great. It's a fun time. Which I guess in there, which is not really an unpopular opinion, but I think that the Youngblood Chronicles was where it was at. That was a great time. So I guess I should have put this more where the concert etiquette came from. I think mosh pits are really fun. I've been in mosh pits before. I think when people are dumb at mosh pits, it's just not giving. Because one time, me and my sister went to this underground show, and this kid decided he was gonna do kicks and shit, which is fine. It's a mosh pit. I get that. But my dude literally hit this grandma in the head, and I was like, you're a fucking asshole. But it was fine because he got kicked out. That's the shit I'm talking about. If you can't control yourself in a mosh pit, I don't think you should be able to go to them. So this one, I kind of wanted to make a whole separate video on, but I also wanted to put it in here. It's really weird that punk and metal and all these alternative music genres are supposed to be progressive. I still don't feel like they are. Again, I grew up in the early 2000s and 2010s, and the scene, punk scene was just not it. There was no brown or black representation, and I felt like a lot of kids of color felt like they couldn't fit in because there was a certain look to being emo or scene. Meaning, we're gonna talk about it later, but basically in hair. And I still feel like even today, it's still not as much. It's nice to see that there's a lot, thanks to social media, especially TikTok, there's more alt in scene and emo kids of color. But when I was growing up, that was never a thing, because obviously YouTube was still there, but I still had to search for people that look like me in the scene. Yeah, I still feel like there's still some really nasty shit though. I've just seen it on TikTok more than anywhere, to be honest, but still microaggressions all the time. And you know who started this fucking music scene? Maybe you should do your fucking research. To speak on black and brown kids, we're gonna talk about the Latinos for a second. I think Fuentes really did a lot for kids, and I'm not saying he's the only emo Latino out there. Of course not. There are actual Spanish emo bands and things like that, but for me, meeting friends at college and things, most of the time it was because we knew Pierce the Veil. I think that was just really interesting to see how we all got into the scene with someone who kind of looks like us and speaks the same language and has tools in Spanish and things like that. I don't know, it's so I have red on my hands. I'm gonna just do it that way. When I tell y'all not gonna like this one though, ooh, child, I let this TikTok speak for itself, this TikTok screenshot. I don't like Brendan Urie. I really don't. I don't think he's attractive at all. Y'all Tumblr bitches tried to convince me that the dudes from Sherlock were attractive. I never forgive y'all for that, by the way. I just think that I can't say he's not talented, but I really don't think he cares that much for music. I think he's like, you know what, I'm Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco, as if everyone doesn't like Ryan Ross more. I just think Brendan Urie is a just so full of himself, especially since he's like worked with Taylor Swift and things like that. Like, he really thinks that like he's the person that made Panic. But I will say in the same breath that Panic at the Disco really wouldn't be Panic at the Disco without Brendan in a way, because some people have done AI covers and have put Ryan Ross and it sounds good, but I see why people are like, that kind of sounds better with Brendan. So another thing to kind of go back to a previous point was I hate teasing my hair, and I never will do that ever again. I used to do it sometimes. I just think it's too much, and I think that that being an expectation or a look expectation is a little bit too much for me. Bitch, look at this hair that I have. I have so much of it, and I have so much texture, which I'm actually going to do as I'm pretty much done. So we're going to finish the next two. This one is just kind of short. I don't think that long Converse were a slay. I had friends who used to wear them, so like I'm not coming for you long Converse girlies, because y'all slayed. Y'all made them slay. And then my final one is basically, I've been seeing them a lot more lately. My Digital Life. Was it My Digital Life or My Digital Escape? I think it was My Digital Escape. I never watched that. I watched one video, okay? One. And basically what it was a challenge that Shannon and some other fucking dude, I don't fucking remember all their names. Are y'all satisfied? Because we wrapping this video up. I saw them do a video where basically it was like, we're gonna make a whole story using band titles, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Another thing that really bothered me about My Digital Escape was just Brian Stars. If you knew me back in 2013 and 14, that was my white boy of the fucking year, and then he did what he did. That's basically it, y'all. I don't know how y'all feel about these. Let me know how you feel. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you have some evidence to back up, whatever. You can call me a whole bitch if you want me to. This was really fun. If you want me to do another one, because I've really only spoken about Fall Out Boy, my bad, I've been having Fall Out Boy brain rot. I can talk about some other bands. I can talk about whatever else if you want basic unpopular opinions. Thanks for watching. Again, leave comments, follow me on Instagram. Good one, y'all.